Hello guys, welcome back. My name's Nathan and today is the first episode of the New Jersey Devils franchise mode series. Now, I have been waiting to get a franchise mode off the ground since the game came out, but the rosters were terrible. Now I fixed them up a little bit and we had that roster update which helped a lot. So I thought I'd start it up right now and right here and we're gonna get it started as well. Now, I wanted to pick New Jersey as well because that's a super interesting team. They're in kind of an interesting spot in their rebuild where they were trying to contend just a year ago. It didn't happen. They still have some pretty good pieces and some great pieces coming up. So I thought I'll mold New Jersey, bring glory back to Jersey, and try to win the Stanley Cup with the New Jersey Devils. So if you were excited for this franchise mode, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you are new, we don't usually do NHL 21 stuff, but we have NHL 21 stuff mixed in on this channel now. So every bit of support is appreciated. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, I first want to showcase some of the creative players I've made in NHL 21 so far. I don't know if any of them affect the New Jersey Devils too much, but they're worth noting. Guys like Newhook, Romanov, Turcotte, Caulfield, Denisenko, Mitchell, Askarov, guys that are in Russia and NCAA mostly are featured here, and a lot of guys that are missing in the 2021 draft I decided to create as well. So a little bit more in-depth here. Again, it doesn't affect the Devils too much, but it affects the 2021 draft, which we'll get into in a second. But yeah, for New Jersey, they're looking quite solid, but with some of these creative players, this league is a lot more fleshed out. Now, the reason I wanted to bring glory back to Jersey was really the roster itself. I mean, I was leaning on maybe doing the New York Rangers, maybe the LA Kings in the first franchise mode, but the New Jersey Devils really fascinated me because they're in that weird rebuild mode where they still have some pretty good pieces on the NHL roster, but it's obvious they're not going to be contending at least for this next season. But you got great young guys like Hischier, Hughes, and MacKenzie, Blackwood, my boy, on the roster. But some great guys coming up like Tyce, Alexander Holtz, Dawson, Mercer, who you can definitely build around. So I wanted to control this team. I wanted to bring the Stanley Cup back to Jersey, bring glory back to Jersey, and see what I can do. And no, I don't hate your team, Devils fans. I actually quite like the Devils situation right now and a lot of their prospects. So I can't wait to get into this. Let's freaking do this thing. And now we can officially get into the lines we're working with in year one. Now, at the first line, we got Nikita Gusev, Nico Hischier, Kyle Palmieri. For the second line itself, we got Jesper Bratt, Jack Hughes, Andreas Johnsson. Then we got Miles Wood, we got Pavel Zacha and Travis Zajac, and then Brett Seney, Boquist, and Michael McLeod. So obviously some pretty great pieces in Hischier, Hughes, but some things to work around. On the defense, Ryan Murray, PK Subban, Butcher, Severson, Tennyson, and Carrick. Not the worst at the top. I mean, EA definitely likes himself some Ryan Murray, so I like that. And for the goaltending, Corey Crawford and my boy, MacKenzie Blackwood. All right, so getting a little bit of a makeup of the trade value on some of these guys, and we can look at some of the prospects. Of course, we got Alexander Holtz, Tyce Smith, Dawson Mercer, Nolan Foote. A lot of top 6 guys, medium potential. Not a ton of elite potentials, at least in the pool right now, besides Holtz. But we have a solid framework to work with. Definitely one of the better prospect pools in the NHL. I think I ranked them 8th in the prospect pool rankings. But yeah, it translates to NHL 21 for sure. There's definitely a lot of guys that are going to be fun to go in the next few seasons. So I'm pretty excited about this prospect core. Hopefully we can build on it in 2021 as well of the draft. But we'll see what happens. And let's get started with simming year one. So now we're going to get a little bit of a look at the draft class this time around, and there is some quality here. Now, Tero Niskala, just a generated player, comes out of nowhere, projected first overall. You also got Otto Ratty, Brant Clark, this friggin' Norwegian stud, Wade Lutzer, Bear Frazier, Hector Delzato, some amazing generated players. You got Luke Hughes, Lambos, Lucius, Owen Power in there, Bourgault, Kent Johnsson, LaRue, Sillinger, some solid options to work with. So we want to get a top 15 pick. That is the goal right now. We'll see how bad we are. I'm not sure if we're going to be in the top 5. We might be around like 7 or 8 or something, just like 2020, but we'll see what happens. I'm pretty excited. So simming year one, Let's do this thing. All right, so after the first month, we are 5-4-1. Not too bad. Obviously, I don't want to be the greatest team in the world, but we're still not very high on the standings. We got 11 points in 10 games. That's 6 in the division. So we are not tanking, but we're not doing the greatest either. The Islanders are last, and the Capitals are tied too. Sharks are first in the NHL, 21 points. And we'll go down to how far we are in the standings, and we are at 23 overall. So we'll want to get that down a little bit more, but that's kind of where I predicted us to be at, like around 8th in the draft. So not the worst thing in the world, but obviously we got to get worse, boys. Come on. In order to bring order and power to New Jersey and Stanley Cup, we must get worse right now to... Russian accent turning on Australian. I'm so sorry. Anyways, Kyle Palmieri leads the team in points. 10 points in 10 games played. You got Gusev, Subban, Hughes, Hischier, Zaka, Cini, Severson, Butcher. So not too bad overall. And in terms of the goaltending, it's a little bit interesting right now. My boy, MacKenzie Blackwood is not doing too great so far, but Corey Crawford with 925 so far, so not too bad, but let's get some more simming done. So during the season as well, we traded a couple of big players, most notably Ryan Murray and Corey Crawford. I'm not sure what we did at the deadline or not, but a couple of cornerstone players there traded. We also ended up trading Travis Zajac as well, the trade deadline. But the big ones was Blackwood, no, I'm never trading Blackwood. Corey Crawford and Ryan Murray. I think I did that on the same day, like about a month before the trade deadline. But I wanted to get those guys off the books. One with Ryan Murray because he does have a lot of trade value, 84 overall, and I did want to get that off the books before I had to re-sign him. And with Corey Crawford, he was an 86 overall, so he still had quite a bit of trade value. He had 1 year left, so it would be even more. And he's an aging goaltender. MacKenzie Blackwood is the starter there. So I felt like I could get under that contract and trade it right beforehand, get some good value. And we ended up getting a lot of second-round picks that would later become very, very useful. So overall, trading-wise, not as active as I could be, but still some pretty sizable trades. All right, so we are officially at the end of the 2021 season, and we did not do too well. We finished with a 32-45-5 record, 7th in the division. The Islanders with 60 points. EA does not like that too much. The Winnipeg Jets won the President's Trophy, 114 points there. Not too bad. We'll see where we're at actually at the end of this. So I'm not sure where we'll be in the standings, but I'm hoping for some good things. So we are third last in the NHL, 29th overall. That puts us at some good odds. I don't know. I like that spot. So obviously we were not the greatest, especially in the middle part of the season. It was just horrible. But we do buck the trend of that 5-4-1 start, get third last. That's what I like to see. Now, in terms of actual team stats and player stats for this year, Kyle Palmieri was ridiculous. 78 points in 78 games, 35 goals, 43 assists, was an absolute beast this year. He's going to need an extension, so I don't know if that's the greatest time for us, but we got the cap space, so it's not too much of a problem. We also got Nico Hischier, 67. We got Gusev at 60, Jack Hughes, 43 points, Severson, Zaka, Johnsson, Brat, Kjakinen. So honestly, not too bad in terms of scoring, but Kyle Palmieri leading the pack absolutely with a point per game. My goodness, what an absolute beast. Now, in terms of goaltending, we'll see how it goes because it did not go the greatest this year, at least for MacKenzie Blackwood, sadly. He ended up finishing with, let's see, an 878 save percentage. Scott Wedgwood actually finished with 912, so not too bad for him. But my boy Blackwood letting us down so far, sadly. But do not worry, we will bring glory back to Jersey. It will happen. Let's just sim to the draft here. And the Colorado Avalanche win the Stanley Cup. Well, not too surprising there, but they end up getting it done. So for as fans watching this, not too bad. So we'll see what happens at the... We won the draft lottery? Oh my gosh. I was about to say, imagine if we win the draft lottery and, well, first overall, New Jersey Devils. That is freaking amazing. Oh my gosh, we won the draft lottery. St. Louis goes from 12-2. What the? and Islanders go to 1 to 4. That's the perfect scenario. Our division rival going to 4, and we get up to number 1. So the first overall pick again were the new Oilers as well. New Jersey, baby. So we are officially in the draft here, and we'll look at the draft class real quick to see if anything's changed. And no, for Tiro Niskala, he is once again the projected first overall pick, 6'4" left winger, so not too bad. He got Autorati as well, but we're gonna end up taking the Finnish stud. The Finnish stud. Well, Autorati is also there, so I don't want to mix it up, but we will end up taking Niskala, which ends up being a franchise potential left winger. Now, I didn't even know this. I thought he was maybe going to be like a high elite because Autorati was a high elite that I made. But he's 78 overall, franchise two-way forward, 6'4" left winger. Oh my goodness. We are building the European club of dreams, and glory will be coming with Niskala. Let's go. I'm so happy about that pick. Somehow we were able to get first overall, and he's a franchise player. That's a dub. So what I also ended up doing in this draft was trading for the Vancouver Canucks 6th overall pick. I thought I could do it since I had a bunch of seconds. This trade would end up going through eventually, and we would have the 6th overall pick, which was freaking insane. So first overall and 6th overall. I mean, we're basically the Ottawa Senators at this point. Even just better to be honest. So not too bad overall. And with this selection, we'll actually we'll see what it looks like, but we have the choice between a lot of defensemen here. And we ended up going for Bear Fraser. What a name. 70 overall, medium elite offensive D-man, and he was actually better than Lambos and Hughes. Now, I don't know why, but I made all the creative players for the 2021 draft. Almost none of them actually changed overall. And I don't know why that is throughout the year. None of them changed overall from the start, from the end. And that's a little bit concerning for me. I might have to change those overalls, but hey, I'll take it at this point. Fraser, 70 overall, medium elite. That's how you do it, baby. Now, another thing I forgot we actually ended up doing was trading for the 11th overall pick. We traded that from the New York Rangers. I don't know how the heck a deal like that gets done these days, but we will now have the 11th overall pick, which will be a lot of fun. Now, we had to give up a lot of futures for that, but we move up quite a bit. And I wanted to get Kent Johnsson. I really wanted to get Kent Johnsson, 6'2" center, 18 years old now. I ended up creating him. He's in the BCHL, but we'll be playing in college hopefully this next season. But we'll be ending up picking him, 60 overall, playmaking elite center. That's what you love to see, baby. Let's go. Now, we ended up picking a few other guys, but really none of them were all that great. Besides Abstrader, who ended up being a low top 6. But the big ones was Niskala, Fraser, and Kent Johnsson with the 3 picks in the top 15. So overall, pretty fantastic draft for the New Jersey Devils. And honestly, I can't complain. That is freaking elite. Now we get a little bit of a look at the contract situation here, obviously, with the guys unsigned, guys like Niskala. Not too big of a problem. At the moment at least, but there are a few free agents that we actually do end up having. The big one that'll come up after next season is Cal Palmieri, and you'll see here the freaking demand that he has. I don't know why, but I don't even know if I recorded this part, but he ended up wanting like a 6-year deal at $8 million. Obviously, after the year he had, it's not like the most egregious thing, but that cap space is going to be sucked up a little bit over the next couple of seasons. So we'll have to look out for that. But honestly, after the draft, with the cap space we have, who the heck cares? Who the heck cares? I don't care. It doesn't matter to me because we got friggin' Niskala. We are bringing glory back to Jersey. It's friggin' happening, baby. And that draft was friggin' elite. I mean, we didn't even have any other first-round picks going into that draft, but we ended up trading a bunch of seconds for that 6th and that 11th overall pick, so that ended up working out. Actually, I did record it, never mind. But yeah, honestly, that draft is almost franchise-changing. Now, with Holtz, Mercer in the 2019 draft, by the way, I did not make Shakir in this mode. If I did, he would have been like a low top 6 or low top 4. But that draft was awesome. Now with the 2019 draft and even the 2018 draft with Jack Hughes, adding on top of this with the 2021 draft, it's looking quite fantastic for us in Jersey. There's still a lot of work to do. We'll get into the offseason and the free agency in the next video, but you got a little bit of an idea of what the team will be looking like next season. I'm not sure where Nicola will play. We might just put him in the AHL to start out. Though we could probably get like maybe we could put him on the second line. I mean, if we want to be absolutely egregious next season, just put him on the second line and see what happens. But he's going to be an absolute stud. He has a two-way forward, which I'm interested to see how it'll work. I'm not sure how many actual points he'll score because of that, but I'm hoping for big things. Franchise, medium, that's all that matters. And for New Jersey, we got some even better players to work with. So I'm super excited for next season too. I'm not sure how good we're going to be, and I don't think I'll make the team good for the sake of being good, but I'm excited for what we can do next year in the draft as well. There's going to be a lot more creative players in that draft too, so it'll be a little bit more unexpected, but so far, so good for the New Jersey Devils. I've been enjoying this so far. If you have enjoyed the first episode of the New Jersey Devils franchise mode, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and comment down below as well. What are your thoughts on New Jersey? And also let me know, which team do you think I should play next in franchise mode? But we're trying to build a cup-winning team here in New Jersey. We'll see how it works out, but it's going good so far. Thanks so much for watching, all of you. And hey, if you guys continue to support and continue to enjoy, we'll be doing a lot more NHL 21 franchise mode stuff just like this one. So once again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video with your friends, get it out there. Click the card somewhere above me, wherever it might be. And my name is Nathan. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Goodbye.